Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 42 of PoQuest. There's the damn duck already, right out of the gate. Anyway, we are back, waking up from a very kind of tense night. So just a quick recap for our Izzy, who missed out last time and spent most of the time furiously focusing on the fire. Um, During the middle of the night, the group was attacked. We knew that. But they managed to fend them off. And then after that, there was a little bit of tense interactions between the groups as most people kind of struggled to deal with this Grunthor that had appeared. What is he? Is he alive? Is he dead? What's going on? Made even more, kind of curious by how Duchess reacted to Grunthor. What was once Grunthor's most trusted and loyal companion now seems to view him with an air of distrust and apprehension. It's making the rest of the group a little anxious. So there were some conversations going on about that. And then people went to bed, and Ava had a little visit from the two godlike icons that live within his soul. Essentially, well, Garuda mainly was warning Ava off of this new Grunthor, calling him an abomination and insinuating that I know. She was very mean to you, new Grunthor, or not Grunthor, whatever we're calling you now. Insinuating that maybe Shiva doesn't have your all's best interest in mind and that she doesn't trust her sister Shiva, which makes sense. From what you know about her, Shiva is commonly referred to as the betrayer icon because of the things surrounding the actual original death of the icons and the formation of the crystals. So, once Ava kind of came to, and as people are kind of waking up, he did notice that Grunthor was just kind of watching the group, as Grunthor had decided to stand watch the night before, specifically Blake, Duchess, and I believe was Nellie sleeping with you? Those three kind of grouped up together. Was that the three that were kind of huddled over there?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Duchess was guarding me and Nellie.
Right. So that, from Ava, from your perspective, you have this out of body experience where Garuda essentially warned you off of him and then come to, and that's what you see. And that's where we're going to pick up. First thing, bright and early in the morning, Nozak has already busied himself. He's off working, trying to put this raft back together. Based on the roll we got last time, which I don't think it's on the screen anymore, but he rolled like a 32 again to build this thing. So it is going to take him about half the day, but Nozak has kind of informed you that you will be ready to go probably around midday. So there's a little bit of time to kill as people start kind of packing up, putting things together. You'll notice both of the children are being very quiet, sticking closer to Jane and just being very reserved. Biggs and Wedge helping unpitch the tents, just get things ready, going out. They've kind of gone out for a little bit looking for some game for breakfast. So you've got a little bit of time to kill. What do you all want to do?
So everyone would wake up to see Izzy isn't there. And Izzy is off in the distance in the forest with his back to a tree. And how do I that's what I want to do. Okay. Sorry, I was stuck between two things I wanted Izzy to do this morning. And I had to think about which would be better. DM, would it be possible for Izzy to use his what are they called? His job stone? Is that what we've been calling them?
Soul crystal, job crystal,
Thank you.
sure, yeah.
Soul crystal, whatever. Would it be possible for him to speak to Shiva?
You could certainly try.
Okay,
No
cool.
one, no one's tried that before.
I mean, I'm pretty sure one person has, but it's the person who's actually attuned with the gods.
What do you want to say?
He wants to speak to Shiva, basically like one on one. He doesn't care if
Okay.
it's a message. He doesn't care if she brings him into a dream vision, whatever. He just wants to speak to her.
Give me a D100.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Are they? Oh, there we go. Nice. That's a 7.
That's the kind of divine intervention role you've been looking for there, Blake.
I know! I hate this
So-
fucking game.
You, as you're standing there, you start to get kind of frustrated as nothing really seems to be happening. As you start to kind of turn around to head back to camp, you notice that for just a split second, you thought you saw your breath. And you realize you've got a little bit of a chill. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Black. Nice. That's a dirty 20.
20. As you look around, you don't see Shiva anywhere. But you definitely feel a presence near you. But there's just nothing that you can physically see. You get the feeling that she's listening.
Okay. I think he'll just kind of sigh a bit before just asking, are you actually going to respond back, or is this going to be like a faith-based conversation type of thing?
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure. Persuasion. Let's see. Nope, we are going to re-roll that.
Inspiration time?
Yep, immediately. Okay, 13.
See.
That's a little better.
13. You say that and you wait expectantly for a response. You feel kind of a chill go down your spine, and you just involuntarily shudder a little bit as your body feels cold all of a sudden, but you don't get any direct response.
I think he wanted to speak to her, but I think in that moment his like alerts are up because she was able to speak to them before. So I think he just asked, he's like, is there a problem with you?
That response you get back is hard to read. It's not necessarily, it affects your mood more than anything, as your mood kind of shifts to match, and it almost feels like if some other being or force is kind of tugging at your emotions. You start to feel distracted, a little overwhelmed, and this kind of weight of stress kind of settles on your shoulders. You get the feeling that there's nothing necessarily wrong, but that she may or may not be previously occupied with something that is demanding her more
Yeah,
immediate attention.
she's a little busy. um, yeah, he just sighs a bit, and he looks up at nothing. He's like, when I put my hand on Grunther when I talked to him, he was freezing cold. Cold. Did you have something to do with this? And if so, can you fix him?
That same thing again. Your emotions tugged back and forth as the minute you say, "Can you fix him?" that sounds wrong in your mouth, as though this being, this entity you're talking to, doesn't feel like there's anything to fix. They do not view it as a broken thing.
He sighs very loudly, but and as much as he wants to argue, he knows that that would just be wasting time. He says, fine, whatever. Whatever you're working on, it better be worth it. And then he just continues back to the group.
After you take about 2 steps, you're immediately hit with a heat as you didn't realize exactly how cold you were, as all of that just ice in your veins just immediately evaporates, and you're hit with the morning sun right here Actually, it's more like autumn. So it's not that hot, but you were very cold. Okay, it's just the temperature shift.
It's
Okay,
when it's really it's when it's really cold in your house, and then you step outside where it's kind of warm.
exactly. That's exactly it. You wish you had a light sweater. So,
Yeah, but when he comes back to the group, it would be easy to tell that he has like bags under his eyes, and he does not look like he's in the best mood.
and let me just reiterate, in case I wasn't clear, what you were picking up was that yes, Shiva did have something to do with this, and she basically doesn't think there's anything wrong with it.
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to get across there. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he looks like he's in a garbage mood, and he looks like he didn't sleep very well.
okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Building.
I know what you're doing,
Yeah.
Nozak. Ava, what are you doing? I'm gonna put you on the spot since I ended with you last time.
What is Avatar doing? I think Ava might have joined Biggs and Wedge on the morning hunt.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
All right.
We don't get to make those
I'm all right
nearly
with this.
enough.
Oh, that was almost a natural 20.
Oh. Wasn't super high DC. You are in a fairly wooded area. With the 13, you all spend a decent portion of the early morning just out and do manage to come back with a couple rabbits and one deer. Actually, you actually got quite a decent amount of food. Now, flashing back, remind me,
Rabbits.
Grunther did something weird with a deer in the beginning, didn't he? Didn't he eat some deer raw or something like that? Was that?
It was gold.
Probably.
It was goat. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember very early on, Grunther was like, just give me it. So, but no, you do have a decent amount of food to get you through, and which, as you're bringing it back to camp, you realize that Nellie particularly looks pretty hungry, and she's shivering a little bit. She's had a rough go of it. She's only 10. I'm awful. Why? Actually, you're awful. Why did you bring these kids into this situation? Shame on you. All 5 of you should. You know what? Not you, Grunthor. Not you. You had nothing to do with this. Shame on the rest of you.
How dare you?
Had
I'm
nothing
gonna
to do
give-
with the one controlling the Empire forces. It's totally you all. What were we saying, Grunthor? Sorry.
Oh, when it gets to me, I'm going to give them the cold shoulder.
All right, I'll give it to you. You can have some inspiration for that. A little forced, but I'll let you have it.
Lift.
So, if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and get to where Nozak has completed the raft. But again, anything else anybody wants to say or do? Interactions amongst the party.
Oh yeah. Izzy is going to talk to everybody with Nozak in the distance, kind of like fixing things. He says, "All right, so I thought about this for most of the night. We need to make our way to the elves as quickly as possible, so that we can get these items of non-detection that Master Matoya told me about. When we get back to Balamb, we need Nozak. I'm going to need you to work with Sid to refix this thing as quickly as possible and get it back to full form. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I won't rush you, but just so you know, we are kind of on a clock at this point. Sarah, you're going to be with we're going to ask Renoa and Squall what if there's a place in Balamb that is safe from detection so that you can't be taken specifically. Luke, you are going to be staying with her because because they might try to use you as leverage again. They also got more intimate knowledge about you that'll be easier for them to scry on you with. The rest of you, you're going to stay in town, and I need you all to make sure protecting Sarah is your top priority. Except for you, Nelly. You just try your best to have fun while you're in town. You guys see, even without even looking at her, he just gently pats her head and then goes back to what he's doing.
Why are we not going to the Empire?
Because
That should be the priority.
I see. You guys see. He looks at him, and then he just turns back to you and says, "Anyways, we need to make sure we move as quickly as possible, So, does anyone have anything they want to do while we're in Balamb that I can maybe do for them or help them with?"
Yes. You're just gonna hear those like scream out. Can you make some sending scrolls, please?
Oh, I do have sending. You see, he says, "How many do you need?"
Like maybe 3.
Hmm.
I've got some gold and I can make some shit, but there's some
I
things that I
say
need to
as
check
I
up
open
on.
up. I say as I open up the DMs between me and Wolf to get this spell scroll stuff. 1 second.
Gotta keep those spreadsheets handy, people.
So
We
I
could
believe
also probably talk to
sending.
Renoa.
Sending.
As you kind of
To
finish
like
that
fill
up,
us up.
Sarah
Damn, it's
speaks up.
third.
As you kind of finish that, that sounds like a good plan to me for the most part. With one exception, I am not staying in Balamb. Uh, I've been thinking about this for quite a while. I'm done hiding. I'm a queen, damn it, and I will not spend the entirety of my rule hiding behind other people, other factions. It is time for me to act like it. I will be traveling with you as you go to visit the elves. They are likely our only options at additional allies at this point. They are going to need a delegation. Squall and Renoa are too busy to go themselves. You'll need somebody to go with you that has some kind of political pull. And I
Damn.
can't just sit on the sidelines anymore and watch as the entirety of my kingdom is destroyed along with the rest of Spira and the rest of the whole fucking continent. I appreciate your passion, Izzy, but that I won't do.
Okay. Request denied. Anyways, no, Zach. It's going to take me about a week to make a spell scroll up for that for you. So
Excuse me,
better to buy it.
this is not up for negotiation, nor do you command me.
You're correct. It's not up for negotiation, Sarah. So, if I buy
She
one for
is
you, it'll be a
staring
lot easier for you.
daggers at you right now.
If you want, I can also cast it for you if you so please.
Hang on, Nozak just had a moment enjoying that interaction. Jesus.
I'm gonna address Sarah real quick. I'm like, do you plan to muster all available forces and march on the Empire?
We must, but we don't have the forces available. That's why we need to petition the elves. Or the Elezen. That's why we need them on our side. They are historically reclusive, and I'm sorry, she looks back at you, Izzy. I really don't think that a bunch of people rushing in, making demands, as it seems to be the new way that we do things around here, is going to get very far with them. Now, if we have any hope of bringing them onto our side diplomatically, you're going to need someone with quite a bit more tact.
You see, he looks at her and he says, "I appreciate your passion, but I care more about safety than making friends with the elves in this current moment."
It is the path to safety. How can you not see that?
He stops a bit. He says, "Do you want me to be honest or do you want me to spare your feelings?"
It doesn't seem like you've worried about that up until this point. Why stop now?
Is there a
Sarah,
spell called Conjure Popcorn? Because bitch is about to be eaten.
I mean, T. Unfortunately, you are not in a place to make demands in this current moment. You're the queen of a nation that's crumbling. Your place is to be safe in this moment. Because if we do manage to save your kingdom, you'll actually have something to throw around.
You are not in a position to tell me what to do. So respectfully, fuck you. I am going to visit the Ellison with or without you. Now, you can act as my escort. We can keep this going, this partnership we have. Or I can find my own way. The rest of you all, by the way, will specifically notice, and I think specifically Ava and Nozak, it will occur to you, Grunthor has not stepped in. Grunthor has not said anything. Grunthor, which specifically would strike the two of you as odd, that he has not tried to dissuade the situation or say anything to Izzy about how he's talking to Sarah.
Can I just kind of lock eyes, like just kind of like look at Ava and like have like a silent conversation of like, you're noticing this, right?
Was Blake going to say something?
I thought I saw her raise her hand.
I
No.
did.
I know what Blake's gonna do.
Yeah, calm emotions. No, I think Blake was kind of sitting with her back to Duchess, just kind of listening, and now that it has gotten louder, has come over and is like, I don't like the idea of the Queen going with us either, but I think it's safer for her to come with us than to go by herself. And she's, at least with us, like, she'll be with a group, we'll know where she is. If she goes by herself, then
that's a decision she can make on her own. And he turns to Sarah and he looks at her dinner eye. He's like, I don't think you understand. We already have someone who can heal us, Sarah. We have plenty of people who are willing to persuade. So either you can go by yourself or you can stay somewhere else where you'll have protection. I will not support you in this path. The answer is no. And then he turns back. To the camp, and he just leaves and starts cleaning up so they can get ready to leave.
Is that how the rest of you feel? Is this how this is going to go? I don't know when he just, Izzy became your all's leader, but if that is how this is, then let me know. Things have obviously changed around here. Is this how everyone feels?
I do
No.
not agree to either side. I just want to see the Empire feel what they've done to the rest of the world.
Give me an insight check, Grunthor.
8.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
You said what you said.
I mean, yes and no. And let me explain both sides while I'm still like hammering away and shit. Actually, Nozak's gonna cast a mage hand, and the hand is just gonna be like pushed against a board that's like held there that he was about to nail in or something, and it's just gonna stand there just straight up with mage hand. And then I'll be like, okay, look, here's the thing. I can understand both sides of the situation. Obviously, Sarah, you're expecting to have a bit more autonomy and you want to be able to do your own thing. I get that. But you also can't deny the fact that you are the queen of a nation that is currently, we don't know whether it's even still standing or not. The downside to that is that we then don't know that if something happens to you, that could wipe the whole kingdom off the face of the planet. Because your mother's not fit to reign. You kind of don't really have much of a kingdom at the moment. In saying that, Izzy, I do think it's a bit, let's use the word forward, to completely deny someone a request that they are correct. We're probably going to need a bit more help. Like, sure, you have Mysidia, and you could use, your name for that, but with everything that's gone on with your dad, I don't think Mysidia is neutral anymore, considering, and he's going to look over at Grunter and be like, considering that thing sent him over to Alexander, and, something might have happened there. We don't even know if Mysidia is neutral anymore, so we can't really rely on that. I can't really rely on any ties with the Empire anymore because no one really believes it. I mean, if the guard didn't believe it after, finding out everything that happens, then I don't have much of a pull either. We don't have any diplomatic immunity anymore. I don't feel like we have any diplomatic say. So having Sarah come with us can be a good thing. 1, we know where she is. 2, we can protect her. And 3, we have that diplomatic heart. Again, Sarah, you can't deny the fact that you are a very important person that we need to look after and keep safe because of the situation that we're in. So we can't exactly let you go off on your own and, let's be honest, probably die or get captured because of how badly Noctis wants your head. But you also can't say that, you can't see the reasoning behind Izzy being a bit of a dick right now. With good reason. So we both have the sides. Both sides are, yes and no, I get it. But right now, I would rather bring you with us, but you have to play the supporting role. Once we get there, you can take charge and play diplomatically, but as soon as something happens, you need to let us take charge, okay? Because even though we do want to keep you safe, we want to make sure everything's alright, you are still a very important person that might be the only one left. Like, we don't even know if Firian's still around.
And Sarah, if you die on our watch, that is not going to go. We would be in a worse shape than we are now. I think we'd lose all our allies. Because I don't think they would really understand. Well, Queen Sara went off on her own or wanted to come with us and there was no stopping her. We would still be the ones who was with you and you died.
Can I maybe call for advantage because I gave all my reasoning for both sides? If not, no.
Oh.
No, because at the core of this,
help is Bless is not going to help.
Can I give him guidance?
It's probably not going to
go
help.
for it. Roll your
Sure.
D4.
Oh God.
Auto guidance.
Yeah,
D&D Beyond should just,
I
if you have a cleric in the party, should just always roll guidance. I mean, it should just be what they do.
honestly,
Baldur's Gate
that
rules.
takes a total of 8. Her.
She just she silently listens as you finish, as you roll down both sides. I understand your concerns. I'm not blind to the risks. I'm not blind to what's going on. I can't do nothing. And my actions, the decisions I make as queen of, yes, a nation that's crumbling, but still a nation as of right now, are not up for your all's debate. I was not asking your permission. I want to make that very, very clear. I do appreciate your counsel, Nozak, and your guidance, and I will take it into consideration. But she turns to Izzy. But just know that you do not control me or my actions. You do not get to deny me what I want to do. And I would very much appreciate it if you didn't try to in the future. The rest of you, though, I thank you. And I will consider what you've said.
And we don't have to make a decision right now. We're going to Balamb. We're going to have time in Balamb.
Agreed. That should be our first stop.
And things change so quickly. It might make more sense for you to go with us, or it might make more sense for you to stay. This isn't a fight that we need to be having now.
I didn't think it was
the next
fight
step.
we needed to have at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pack my things. She turns and goes back to where her stuff is and starts packing it up. Off. Who passive perceptions, everybody?
17.
Not high.
17.
18. Okay, the two
Right, if they
eight-
don't see shit, I ain't seen nothing.
the two 18s. As she's walking away, you just hear a very tiny voice of Nellie kind of tugging on Jane. Said, "The Queen said." "Fuck." What are y'all doing?
Blake
Yeah.
is just gonna. Sorry.
No, go for it. What,
Oh, yeah.
what are you doing, Blake?
Blake is just gonna go back to Duchess and just kind of drop back down to like where she was, like with her back to Duchess and looking out in the forest and just kind of up at the sky. And Blake is trying to have a quiet moment of
Good luck.
just not a good. She's having a little bit of a crisis of faith, and I'm not like, but
Girl, in there, done that.
yeah. Alright, so she's going back to her moment of crisis of faith, but everything's fine. She's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
Izzy is just very quickly throwing things back onto the ship. He's very clearly trying to make sure we can leave as quickly as possible.
At this
Holy
point,
shit.
it's more. It was a raft before. Now it looks. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe a raft
It's
that's
a
got
wooden
holes
carpet.
in it. It's a wooden carpet that's been
It's a
frayed
wooden
and worn.
carpet.
Nozak, however, is a magnificent artificer. Much better artificer than he was ever a cleric. And
Right?
it does, after quite some time, right around midday, as he predicted, you hear the familiar hum as the central control unit kind of comes back to life. Seems like it's ready to go.
Got it. Fuck me, I hope I don't have to do that again.
Just then, I'm joking.
I would literally punch you. I love you and I respect you, but fuck you.
I gave you an airship trying to be nice and have accidentally destroyed it twice. I really didn't mean to either time. That wasn't some sneaky DM thing, like I'm trying to destroy their airship. The first one, it was just total bad rolls. And the second one, I didn't realize that it would probably destroy the airship when I cast that giant shatter spell right in the middle until I did it. So
I
my
control the
bad.
entire world and everything in it, and I just accidentally destroy.
Hey, here's the thing. That's a lie. I don't control it. These little fuckers control it. Okay, I create it, and then these just mess it up. That's what they do. So, what's the plan? Heading to Balamb?
Yeah. We got to go.
Okay. It does take. It will be more than an overnight journey. We don't have to roleplay the whole way there. You're not moving nearly as fast. You're on a raft now. You know, again, what did you call it? A wooden carpet. You're
It's a
going
wooden
much
carpet.
slower than you were on the actual airship that Sid had designed. You know, the nice, big, aerodynamic, expensive-looking thing that you crashed in the desert. It will take you from this point about 2 days. 2 days
not
of
bad.
very tense, awkward, just. Have you ever been trapped in a car ride with someone that you're just really not getting along with, like a family member or something? For
Well,
2 days.
So I will say I think it's even more tense by the fact that Izzy clearly does not care, and that's creating a weird energy. So it's tense for everyone but him.
There is one more thing that I forgot. That's because I'm balancing too many NPCs. As you all are packing up to go,
I think we
Taurus-
should. I think
Go
we
ahead.
should stay here longer so that we still have like a bajillion NPCs.
Nozak uses Mage Hand, grabs Blake by the back of the neck, and just fucking yeets her onto the raft.
No,
Queen-
no, that was Kat. That wasn't Blake.
the second you get to a city, these people are scattering to the winds. One's
I
going to
know,
that
that's-
corner, one's going to this corner. You'll never be able. They might as well all be Batman because you'll never see them in the same place again. Okay. Taurus, however, does approach Ava, actually, because he's reading the room and is not going to go up to Izzy. So it seems that you're about to head out. He kind of glances over at Izzy. He seems different than I remember. Do you think he's going to be okay?
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Is he? I apologize if this is out of line. Me asking. It's been a while since I've seen him, and he seems much more angry. I don't know.
Yeah, that hasn't been usual of him.
Okay.
He's gotten, yeah, it's not very usual of him. It's been recent, but it's not usual, I don't think.
Okay. You'll watch him, yes?
Oh, I'll try.
I mean, he's just an old friend and quite fond of him. I just would hate to hear anything happening to him.
Yeah, don't take it personal with him. He's a little dense. Yeah.
Ellison to Ellison, he's kind of a dumbass.
If you all ever need anything, again, stationed in Elfheim. That's primarily where I live. He kind of pauses for a second. Although now I'm wondering if it's safe for me to go back there.
That's a good point. You were seen with us.
Uh,
You want to head out and Balamb too?
I mean, I couldn't impose on you like that. You already have more than enough people here, surely. I don't really know what to do, though.
If you go to the Wind Temple near Cornelia, there's some people hiding out there. Let them know that you're friendly, but be careful. Some of them are sick, very sick. But they might use an extra hand and some light entertainment.
Noted. It's quite the journey, but I do. Something's telling me Elfheim is not the place to be right now. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Of course. Keep it a secret too.
Of course. Of course.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Thank you
Nerds.
for everything. With that, he does turn and walk over. Sorry, Gunther, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, while everyone is doing their thing, I would like to go and speak to Sarah after that outburst.
Okay. I'll get to that right after this, and then we'll go from there. Taurus does, as he walks away from you, he does go over to Izzy. He just kind of taps you lightly on the shoulder. So you're heading out. I just wanted to say bye. It's good to see you again. I think on the advice of your friend over here, I'm going to maybe avoid Elfheim, some of the Empire territory, for a while. Just wanted to wish you well.
Oh, thank you. I would say come to Balamb with us, but because of he stops, he's like, it's gonna be fine, but there may be some stuff there soon, and I would rather you stay safe, especially because you have nothing to do with this.
I appreciate that. I'll do my best. If you'll promise that you'll do your best to stay safe too.
Oh, yeah, of course. I always make sure that safety and taking our mission seriously is our top priority.
Very well. If you ever find yourself with some free time, feel free to look me up. It was nice seeing you. Nice catching up with you. I wouldn't want to wait another 10, 15 years to do it again.
Yeah, of course. I'll send you a magical message if you want.
I would
We're going to
love
be
that.
we're going to be heading towards the Elizin nations after this. If you find yourself there for at least a bit, or in hold on, where are the snow elves again? I
Up
forgot their
in
name.
like Ishgard,
Ishgard,
up
thank
the
you.
north. Yeah, okay.
Or if you find yourself in Ishgard, I'm going to be. Those are going to be two major points of our travel at some point.
Noted. Again, it was really, really good to see you, Izzy.
It was
I-
good to see you too.
Stay in touch, please.
Yeah. Izzy is going to uncharacteristically give him a quick hug and pat on the back.
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, sure. Nice. That's a 5.
Yeah. Hugging a
The
pat.
dice tell a story.
You think that you? I mean, it was the affection you meant to convey. And there's just a little bit of a hesitation for a moment until he hugs you back.
Then he's gonna get back to what he was doing.
Okay.
Oh, this session is killing me.
Who else is nearby that would have seen this?
Hopefully Ava.
Ava, give me an insight check.
I'd say for comedy's sake, I'd say Blake too.
Yeah,
Alright, go
look,
for it.
I want else
It
to
is
have a look at this.
It's a
12.
tiny ass boat. We're all in view.
7.
Damn, I'm pulling an Izzy right now.
You're distracted. You're putting the finishing touches on it.
Yeah, I'm just.
12's
plus
enough.
11 to insight. My God.
What was yours, Blake?
Oh, what is it? Insight?
Who has a plus 11 to
Plus
insight?
11?
I do. I rolled a 1.
16.
16. Okay. Ava, you would notice it. Blake, you would notice it. As there's a look of kind of shock on Karis's face when he first gets hugged, and then once they pull away, there's this look of there's something unsaid between the two of them, and this look of just a little bit of longing and disappointment as Ava just turns back around and goes back to work, and Taurus just kind of nods, starts to walk backwards a little bit, and then hoists his pack over his shoulder, and then turns and walks off into the woods.
That was Izzy.
Yeah, I noticed it as well.
Was
You
it
said
Ava?
that Ava turned around and went back to work.
Wow,
yes.
the true love story.
Sorry. All right. What? Okay, you know what? This is why I'm trying to get you back to the city and split up these damn characters, okay? Ava, you saw it. Izzy turned back around. What? No,
Wolf is
Blake, what
desperate
you
to
noticed
fuck
is that
someone.
Taurus is actually into Ava now. No.
Izzy,
I just have this mental image of like Taurus and Izzy hugging, and then Ava coming up behind them and just like making it like a group hug, like everybody's hugging.
Taurus is like, someone showed me any kind of affection. I'm in love with you now.
it's like that meme. It's like that meme where the guy looks back at the one girl while he's holding hands with his girlfriend.
Oh yeah. So, Grunthor, you had gone to talk
Fucking
to
hell.
Sarah. At this point, most everyone is packing their stuff up. Sarah is just kind of off to the side, finishing up packing some of her stuff. I didn't see you there. She seems a little apprehensive as you approach.
Do you still intend to go speak to the Elizin?
She kind of looks over your shoulder, and her eyes fall on Izzy, and then they come back to you. Look, I know you've probably come over here to try to talk me out of this. And maybe it's dumb, maybe it's foolish. I don't see another way. Let's be realistic. I understand my position in the world. I understand politically where I am. The queen of a crumbling nation, I believe our friend Izzy put it. But I don't think the rest of you understand your political position. You're no one. And I don't mean that in a bad way. To me, you all have been my rock since I've met you. You especially, and she kind of reaches out to touch your arm and then kind of stops right here and just kind of pulls it away. But the Ellison have been reclusive for generations. I would be surprised if they even gave you an audience. I just don't see another way. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But
Are they not one with the Empire?
no. And the Empire is actually one of the reasons they secluded themselves away. But they have also specifically not joined in on the politics of us, of the rest of the continent. Unlike Mysidia, who pretends to be neutral but still trades with the Empire and other nations. The Ellison of Sandoria have just completely secluded themselves off from anyone outside of that region. The dwarves they trade with from time to time, but other than that, they don't send diplomats. They don't open their borders to outside influences. Those non-Ellison that are in the city were there when they decided to lock themselves away. I know what you all are. I know how special you are, and those crystals you carry, I understand the weight of what we're doing. But it's what we're doing. As much as some people don't want to admit it, I'm a part of this. This all started with Cornelia. This all started with my kingdom and the people I lead. And I can't just do nothing anymore. Firion and I were supposed to join together and bring the Empire and Cornelia peace, finally. And instead, I've lost him, and I have nothing to offer but this. This is all I can do. And what good is a queen if she's not willing to give her life for the people that she leads? If I hide behind someone else's walls, I'm no better than Noctis, sitting in his tower, sending others to die for him. I'm sorry.
Do not apologize. You wish to stand against the Empire. That is what my goal is. If your methods, diplomacy, fail to bring the Ellison and anyone else against the Empire, I take out my halberd and stick the butt down into the ground. They stand with us or against us. There is no neutral now.
Give me a persuasion check. I like where this is going. Sarah's already in a little bit of a dark place.
They're the warmonger.
I am going to burn the
Go
inspiration.
for it.
Ooh, nice.
21.
21.
She looks at the halberd, and the meaning of your words start to sink in as her eyes lock with yours. When it comes to the Empire, neutrality should have never been a thing. To allow
Agreed.
such blatant evil to spread across the land. Indifference, apathy. It's as good as just handing it to them. There is a fire in her eyes. She is... You don't know the previous Sarah. You have no memory of what she was like before. You still feel that connection to her, but the lady you're looking at now is a lady who's been through hell. A lady who has had everything taken from her. And there is a fire and determination in her eyes that matches what you imagine is in your own.
Oh my god, she's in her warlord era.
The information you got about Fury the night before may or may not have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
What information did we get about Furion again?
That we don't know whether he's alive or not.
Okay, cool.
But that they did have reports that he was at least being tortured at some point.
Damn, that's crazy.
So she nods to you. I don't know what is happening, but I am glad you're back, for what it's worth.
Back?
I'm just glad to see you.
Our goals are aligned. You have my body to assist, as long as the
Ew.
Empire feels the wrath.
Then let's make it happen.
I take the halberd. I'm going to slice my hand and offer it to her. A blood oath, then.
She kind of glances down, glances around. Everyone else seems to be busy getting ready to go.
I was going to say, can the cleric just
Blake.
be like...
The 18 perceptions will see this. Those with 18, so I think that was Ava and Blake. Is your glaive still sticking like in the ground?
No, because now it's like
You have it in your hand? Okay.
crossway. I had used it to slice my hand.
She takes hers and reaches her hand out, just kind of making eye contact with you. Places her palm against the blade of your halberd. And just still making eye contact, kind of slides it down. And then offers you her hand too. The second your hands clasp, I need, with advantage, a history check from you.
Yo, fucking kinky motherfuckers.
-1 advantage.
-1, but you got advantage. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, double 19s.
18.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, come on. That's amazing.
It's almost like a rush of once your hands touch, once you do this very questionable thing. I mean, this is how you transmit diseases. But you know what? Whatever. It's a sign of trust. Once your blood mingles, there is a flash as you start to remember things from before. Things that, as you see them, it's like you're watching yourself on a play. I think I've said this before. It's like you're seeing your life lived out, but not so much that you experienced it, but it's a memory that you have that you don't remember doing. This woman that you've seen her before. You remember kneeling before her. Uh-oh, that's 1 second. You remember kneeling before her. You remember being knighted? Oh, that can't be right. That couldn't have happened to you. But there it is. There's that memory that you have. People calling you sir. Being at this lady's side. Connection with this lady. And then at the very end, you remember her on an airship telling you that she loves you as she slowly drifted away and you are left alone standing in the middle of nothingness as you kind of come back out. You remember your time with Sarah. You remember her now, from beginning to end. There is a moment of recognition as your eyes lock once again that she seems to pick up on. Your eyebrows kind of just raise as these memories flood back into you, and she goes, Grunther? Are you okay?
I need to be alone for a bit. And just without even apologizing else or anything, he steps away into the forest for a moment.
Okay. Blake.
And Blake is like, May!
Yes, Blake. What is going on?
Blake, when Grunthor leaves, Blake is just going to immediately go over to Jane and grab her hand and cast Cure Wounds.
All right, now I get to do it
Sarah.
to you. It was Sarah.
Oh,
See,
Sarah,
it's not fun.
I'm sorry,
It's not
I'm
fun
tired.
when someone
I've been
calls
up
out
since 6.
your inadequacies on stream, is it? All right, so I know what you meant.
Who did
So
I say?
Sarah-
Did I say Blake goes up
You
to
said
Blake?
Jane, the mom, which was funny because I was like, oh shit, I haven't done a Jane voice. I guess I'll just do another girl voice. Like, I don't remember what she sounded like.
No, I meant Sarah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I nearly said Blake. I mean, they're all the same, right? They're all women. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, all of these NPCs are interchangeable. All of the PCs, they're just all the same.
No,
except Duchess.
I'm
Duchess
saying-
stands
no.
alone.
No, I was saying like all the women, like they're just.
Oh,
like,
now let's
one
not
could
get
just be the-
sexist here, Cat. Okay, come on. Oh my god, I cannot
Yes,
believe
we
you just
love
said that.
we stand it. We stand an alpha male king.
Alpha male king, who's like the
Sarah.
shortest human female character. Okay, so she's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And heal her for 6 points. And while she's holding Sarah's hand, can she check her life string and see if there's any cold threads on it?
Inside check.
Insight check, baby.
A lot of those today.
Come on, baby. 18.
18. The life strings you get from her do not seem to have the telltale sign of Shiva's presence.
Okay.
They seem to be her own, and at the moment are strong.
Okay. So she's gonna kind of look. Blake is gonna look towards where Grunthor left, and then just kind of look to Sarah and just say, and just be like, "Be careful."
That is the goal. She just kind of very politely removes her hand from yours. Thank you for the heal. As she just kind of turns and politely excuses herself.
All aboard. Next flight to Balamb, leaving soon.
All right.
In other words, get on the fucking ship. We need to go.
That's much more like Nozak. So, as I said 20 minutes ago, before I forgot I had NPC stuff to do, it's going to take you about 2 days to get there. Okay. Tense, quiet for the most part. Blake with the ducks. Quiet for the most part. But 2 days later, you do eventually, and as dawn is breaking, you see Balamb in the distance. And even with the tension that's been kind of hovering over this group, everyone seems to sigh just a little bit of a relief at the sight of familiar and safe territory. And it's on fire! No, I'm joking. It's fine. At this point, Nozak, the ship that you're on is wobbling a little bit. You basically patched enough just to get here, and as you're kind of coming into Balamb, the planks start to kind of fall off of it, And
Never
at
using mending the whole way.
it's the whole time.
Just the whole time.
One of the planks that Luca's foot is on kind of gives way underneath him, and he kind of stumbles back, and he goes, "Oh man, you're gonna get me killed. You need to put this fucker down now."
No, you're gonna get yourself killed.
I didn't
how
make
far?
this thing.
How far are we from Balamb currently?
You're coming in. I mean, you're basically kind of land. Like, so you're over the water at this point, kind of just land, like slowly starting your descent.
Okay, cool.
We are starting our descent into Balamb. As they just kind of you land down over top of the water onto the grasslands there. As you kind of just start skidding a little bit as you put down. Dude, that was awful. I'm not gonna lie. Lucas says, he kind of stands up. I would very much not like to see any of you for at least a week after that. And then he just starts walking towards the city.
Yeah, Izzy, without a word, just flies up with his broom and heads towards the Capitol building or whatever it's called.
Sarah just kind of, I guess we'll meet him there.
Can I cast Vortex Warp on Luca to bring him back?
Is it a ranged spell?
Yeah, 90 feet.
Absolutely.
And you need to make me a con saving throw.
This
The
child
DC
needs to make a con save?
Yeah, DC is 15.
2.
Dozak just kind of throws the boomerang, and it like grabs him around the arm, because obviously it doesn't want to hurt him, but it like grabs him around his arm and emits a tiny electrical shock that causes his nerves to hold on to the thing, because it's like a zap, and the boomerang just brings him back.
What the? Oh, God. It just kind of drags back, and he just kind of digs his heels in, and as it's kind of dragging him back, it's just like as the dirt just kind of kicks up these 2 lines all the way back from where he was standing to right in front of you. You could have just yelled.
I could have, but let's be honest, this was more fun. Just give us a few minutes to explain the situation, and then you can fuck off and do whatever the hell you like.
Fine. Jeez, just get on with it.
Alright,
Rolls his
Nozak is
eyes at you.
going to pull off the homunculus ball thing and just
Okay.
like just kind of pull that off, and then just we should probably go find Renoa. At least. Squall if we're lucky, but Renoa at least. Feels like she's the one that gets shit done.
Why don't people like Squall?
Oh, we love Squall. He's just a bit of a cunt. Also, to explain to people like that are watching Australianisms, like cunt is only a context thing. It's a term of endearing when I say it like that.
That's why we don't.
You kind of had to be there.
That's why we don't yell at him. He's Australian. What are we gonna do? It's like trying to tell him not to say the or something like that. Removing e's from their vocabulary doesn't work.
I'm teaching everybody.
So you guys making your way into the capital looking for Renoa, Squall, Angelo.
Izzy immediately just when he gets there, he just knocks on the door and then walks in before calling out for someone.
Okay.
Can someone explain why we're here again?
Save space, no empire, let's go!
Seeing as Sarah kind of sees that reaction and has a better understanding maybe of what's going on, she goes, "This is our first step in trying to gather additional allies. Balamb right now is our strongest ally, so we need to meet with them and discuss our next moves."
Blake's just kind of bringing up. Can Blake have offered Duchess to Jane and Nellie and Sarah if she wants?
Sure. Nellie's been sticking very close to Duchess. She's like enamored with this thing, and Duchess seems to be equally taken with Nelly.
Blake's just kind of taking up the rear with Duchess and whatever assortment of people have been gotten onto Duchess, and it's just like, and we're also here for a bath.
We will make spa day happen, damn it, if we have to.
Not even a spa day, just like
Just a
a bath, a bed, a
It has
pillow.
been
Like
quite a while.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, four walls and a door is all
I mean,
Blake wants.
Grunther literally died since his last bath. So
Yeah.
it's been a while. So Izzy. The rest of them are making their way into the middle of the city. When you show up at the office, you kind of just barge in, but it's empty. It's still pretty early. You're kind of getting there at daybreak, so you think maybe they just aren't in yet. But as far as when you get to the office, nobody's there.
Well, then he's going to go out looking for Renault and Squall.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Ooh, I'm good at those. Nice. That's an 18.
18. Assuming you're flying around on your broom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spot Angela first, kind of just running around towards the center of the town. As you kind of swoop down, you do see Squall and Renoa. They seem to be sitting off to the side outside of a little cafe, and they just seem to be having breakfast. They're just kind of sitting there chatting.
Cute.
Angelo runs back over and drops something out of his mouth, and Renoa, just not even really looking, kind of bends over, picks it up, and looks like some kind of little red ball, and she just tosses it. Angelo runs off, and then her and Squall just kind of go back to talking. They don't seem to have noticed you.
Yeah, he just lands and casually walks up to them. Hello, President and Vice President. Actually, I apologize. I actually don't know your last names. Regardless, Renault and Squall.
Yeah, Izzy, what are you doing here?
We are going to need to have a very long conversation as quickly as possible. So we'll be at your building when you two are done.
And Renoa kind of looks around. Where's everyone else? Is everyone safe? We haven't really heard anything in a couple days, and I was getting worried.
Oh, I'm sure they're probably following me towards your building. Everyone's there, and some things are different. Regardless, have you seen my brother?
No, we haven't. Is he supposed to be here?
Last time I saw, he was in the place called Windmill, right?
Windhill.
Windhill. I heard he teleported to Windhill, and he teleported near Windhill and then walked there, so he should be there. I'll send him a message so that he can teleport here. Thank you. And he just flies off back towards the building.
Okay.
And while he's flying, he's going to pull out his message stone and message Hikael.
Okay.
Because it's been a new day. As I pull out my inventory. So he just says, hold on. What is this? Whatever. Hikael, we made it back to Balamb. Give me any updates. There's a lot of news. Would you be able to teleport here to me with everyone? That's it.
Okay. Second goes by. Izzy, no, we're fine. Grunther's family, fine. We're in Windhill, just lying low. I can try. That was the first time I'd ever done that. Didn't exactly make it where I expected.
I appreciate how he immediately knew Izzy probably spied on him.
That was the second pause there for as his mind was kind of putting things together. He said he could try.
Okay. He will leave it at that then.
Okay.
And he'll fly back to meet the others at their workhouse or whatever.
Okay. At this point, Izzy gets there before everybody else, and the rest of you show up before Squall and Renoa do, but just a little bit before them. Who are you bringing to this meeting, by the way?
Well, I'm
Like
assuming we're bringing
everyone,
everyone.
or
Yeah, I'm assuming we're bringing everyone, but we're leaving anyone who doesn't need to be a part of it, like the kids and
yeah, I
I
guess
would
that's what I'm
say,
asking. Who's going to be in the room? Like
yeah.
Sarah will
Could
be in the
we?
room. Biggs, Wedge. Who do you want in on this inner part of the conversation?
I feel like the only people who don't need to be there is Nelly and Luca.
Okay.
Nelly and Jane.
Oh yeah, let's keep Jane out too, because they also did try to take her. And if they try some weird Jedi mind shit, it's best for her to not have any info for them to grab.
Okay. Okay. So Luca, Jane, Nelly.
Mhm.
They'll stay out. They'll go somewhere else. Go to the park or something. She's on babysitting. She's in like grandma mode. Jane at this
Oh,
point, she's like,
Take them over to the bathhouse.
these kids. Yeah, she take them to the
Get them
bathhouse.
clean.
yeah.
Okay.
Izzy will put a hand on Duchess, and he'll say, "Duchess, can you please keep an eye on the three of them?"
Animal handling.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I have the same animal handling as I do in Persuasion. Cool.
God.
Oh, Persuasion's actually a +4, so I have one higher in Persuasion. Let's see. Okay, I see you. 10.
And Duchess looks at you almost confused. Like, why are you talking to me? You and Duchess do not necessarily have any kind of bond, and Duchess is seems to understand you, but like as you kind of address her, she literally kind of looks you up and down. And the closest thing a chocobo could give you to who this bitch think he is. Right?
Blake will go over and kind of put her hand on Duchess's nose and be like, "Go take the kids and protect them and Jane."
Duchess locks eyes with you and just turns around and starts following him.
Good. At least we don't have to worry about that. He heads upstairs.
Okay. Squall, Renoa, and Angelo show up 5 minutes after the rest of you. And the first thing, Squall kind of comes in the room and just stops. Full house, I see. As Renoa comes in, and Renoa immediately just kind of stops because she's the first one to notice Grunthor. And she runs over and just tries to give you a hug. Oh my god, I thought the worst.
Can I use Mage Hand to just kind of like add a little bit of like a force to stop her at first?
Mage Hand's
Or
not
can I
that
like
strong. She would run right through a Mage Hand.
okay, so I can't just like
Yeah,
hold
because
her or hold her
she's like
shirt or
super
something?
buff.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
Mage
yeah, no,
Hand,
girl
I think
boss.
is what, up to 10 pounds it can carry, and she's just like, oh my god, I thought you were dead. So she's running at him. You can
Can I
do it,
use it
but it's just
to Can I use it to click a movable rod in front of her?
oh my god, if you want to.
You're gonna have this lady break her
You're
nose.
gonna clothesline Renoa. Okay, let's do
Just
it.
like just far enough ahead
Well-
to where she's gonna
We're just
see
gonna
it.
piss off all our allies. That's what this
No,
episode is.
I'm not
Like,
doing
let's
it.
just
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it right in front of her. I'm just doing it like far enough ahead between so that she sees there's something there.
Okay,
we're so good at
No,
diplomacy and
no,
like
no,
forging pods.
Nozak miscalculates it though, and has the sharp like the not
Right
the
through.
long end, but the short end
tells
straight
her
at
through the
though.
throat. She
But
dies.
if Renoa is charging towards me, I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
react
why I'm like.
as if it's a sign of aggression.
That's why I'm
Like
trying
mine.
to stop the both of them and put the immovable rod between them, like far enough between so that they're not gonna fucking go
So
at it.
she did roll an 18 on her dex save. So she sees the immovable rod, and she does come up short, kind of confused, and then looks around. She's not really sure who did it.
Just hang on. Whoa. Hold up a second.
I'm sorry. What?
Grunthor, not bad. You put the weapon away. We have a lot that we need to talk about, and this is part one. Technically, yes, that's Grunthor, but also Grunthor kind of died. We told you that. So, like, it is, but it isn't. There's a lot. Just take a seat. We'll explain everything. Just give
Blake,
us 1 minute.
you would notice too, as that was happening, Squall has his hand up on his blade as well. As he
Yeah.
noticed Grunthor reaching for his against his wife, he was pulling it as Nozak kind of diffused the situation.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of. I'm gonna guess that she came in last because she was dealing with chicken
Probably.
and like is standing the closest, so she just kind of puts her hand on his elbow,
Hip.
like hip, yeah,
Okay.
or down here, and just kind of like gives him like a slight shake, like don't kill the zombie man, or don't break into a fight with the zombie man.
I think you all have some explaining to do as he kind of reaches and shuts the door behind you.
Oh, bitch, do we?
I'm assuming you're telling him, I won't make you RP it unless you want to.
Oh, god,
Uh,
no. There's way too much to go
Are there
through.
any bits you would leave out? Let's put it that way.
Are there any bits we would leave out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
I
so.
feel
either.
like we'd probably mention everything.
Izzy wouldn't bring up the whole Master Matoya thing, but other than that,
Okay.
it's a no.
Oh yeah, fair.
But that's just out of a sign of her not wanting to be perceived ever.
I think Blake would not. Hello. I think Blake would not reveal that she did a life stream check and that there is something very cold coming off of Gunthor.
Okay.
That is. She doesn't
Okay.
know what it is. Like.
And Ava. I am assuming, since you're Ava, that you probably don't reveal anything, especially not because you haven't told anybody about the thing in your head yet. So I'm assuming you're keeping that on the down low.
Yeah, for now.
Okay. So after you kind of get through all this, Renoa's there's like a moment of just silence as everything sinks in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Blake.
So when we say everything, are we also great? Is it also like included in the recap? Is Taurus having a crush on Izzy that nobody
I
knows?
assumed that someone would mention Taurus, at least
or
mention
no,
his
or at least
involvement.
like Izzy like talking about all the things that Taurus is doing and just being like completely oblivious, and everybody else is like,
It's
this man
funny
has a
because
crush.
Grenoa was going to comment on this. So like as you kind of finish, there's a long moment, and then Renoa leans forward a little bit, very very serious. So this Taurus, he shows up, and Izzy, but she holds it for a second. I know this probably isn't the most important thing, but you know he was hitting on you, right?
Has everyone noticed but Izzy?
I'm
That's
pretty
when
sure every single person has, yeah.
Yeah, that's when Izzy just goes, he most likely was not. Anyways, we have more important things to worry about.
Oh, honey.
Renoa, we have all had this moment. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Blake is just sitting like at the table, just kind of like
Squall at this point kind of rolls his eyes. He's right. We have more important things to talk about. Mainly the fact that at this point we have pretty much openly declared war on the Empire. It's not going to be a secret, and it's not going to take them long to track back where the Guardian Force came from. So that's happening. Other than that, we haven't received any kind of further communication since we let the thing go. So we're not really sure if it's still alive or if it's just flying around out there somewhere. It hasn't returned. We don't know where it's at. We did only let the one go, so it's not like, they're all out there and we've not received any reports of anything. From what we have heard, the town of Alexandria, for the most part, has been saved, minus some very minor structural damage that I'm sure they'll recover from. No additional sightings of the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Would it be possible for you all to put in an order for Sid to fix up the airship?
You didn't break the fucking airship again, did you?
Well, by
Technically, it wasn't our
technicality,
fault.
we didn't.
In our defense, the Quetzalcoatl. Do we know that it was the Quetzalcoatl?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Okay. In our defense, the Quetzalcoatl didn't exactly move out of the way. I tried to move it, but we did kind of head on with it, and it went down, and I tried to make something, and then technically it
So
wasn't our fault.
with that, Squall and Renoa kind of look at each other, and then there's just a quick pause, and then at the same time, simultaneously, they say, "We blame Hojo," and then they kind of nod to one another, and then look back.
Oh, I
Okay,
love them.
we will get that going.
We're gonna
Sid
need
is
a
gonna be
we're gonna
pissed.
need a we're gonna need a guest on how long it's gonna take as quickly as possible.
He'd have to be
Nozak
the one
has
to tell you,
agreed
but
to help as well.
okay. I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
I rebuilt it twice.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I would say that you're looking at least a couple days.
Perfect. I can go ask him as soon as this meeting's over.
I see. He kind of looks around, and let's see. He kind of senses the tension here too. Um, is there anything else we need to know about? Um,
Yes, actually. Do you? This place is most likely going to be a place of war soon. Do you have any recommendations on where we can take our extra compatriots who can't help us on our mission?
I think the
Biggs and
best.
Wedge are both adults. They can decide for themselves what they want to do. I'm mostly talking about the children and Jane.
Well, Jane's in the but yeah, I see what you're saying. I think the best place for them is Garden. It's secret. It's underwater. It's hidden. Even if the town itself sustains any kind of assault from the Empire directly, uh, Garden won't be affected. I think that's the safest place for any non-combatants.
Perfect. Is there anything else you wish for us to know?
They kind of just look at each other. I think we've told you everything that we've heard. Um, has there been any word on those back in Cornelia?
In Cornelia
Yeah.
itself, we don't really know, do we? Ava?
Lord Morrow is very sick. Some others are getting sick still. All the adults and able-bodied people are doing what they can to hunt, scavenge, and keep everybody warm and safe. But it has been a while since I've heard. I could get an update.
We have
Hikael
no.
told me that he may attempt to teleport here soon. I can fill him in and ask what he wishes to do about it since he knows the most.
Okay.
We also got a lot of research while we were still allowed in Mysidia.
And no word on the city proper, if it's still standing or everyone's retreated, correct?
One second. You guys see he pulls out his crystal ball, his eyes glow, and he begins whispering the incantation. He's going to cast scrying, and you guys see a projection of Cornelia.
Okay.
What does it look like?
Scrying on just a particular place, right?
Yes, you can scry on a
There,
place.
there is a audible gasp once you do this that comes from Sarah, as what you see is a city that is deserted. The the castle itself has been pretty much demolished. Most of the city is looking more like the outskirts, the ruins of the Spira War. If you remember the city of Cornelia itself, it had a portion kind of outside the city that was mainly ruins. I need you to give me a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody in the room that can see this. So if
Making
you can
perception.
project it, give me a perception
I
check.
like that.
Nice,
one.
Izzy. 16.
Hey, 27.
That one.
27. Is that
Fuck me.
was 27? Was that you, Ava?
Yeah.
Is
No.
that the highest?
Oh, wait. Was that me?
Yeah, you're
No,
24.
Man, it came up badly. Sorry,
Close,
Ava.
yeah.
Sorry, Ava.
Those are both high enough, but Ava, you would
And
be the
21.
one. You would be the one to see this. As most people are focusing on the destruction. I mean, the town is abandoned. You do still see some remnants of what look like some creatures kind of just walking through town. You recognize one of them as the Sahuagins you fought before. Definitely something that came from, the sea. In the background, very hard to see. The DC was 25. You see, as you kind of focus, there's work being done at the docks. Ships being constructed. And it's really hard to tell because it is far off in the background. But there is a flag that's flying, and it is not the colors of Cornelia. But they do seem to be amassing some kind of naval fleet, or at least some boats.
They're using the docks. I assume it's the Empire.
Docks, as Sarah kind of speaks up. Well, they can't be relying on the winds from the Zephyr Sea, of course, because those aren't. What would they need the docks for? Anybody in the room
Is there
can give me an
Empire?
intelligence check if you want.
Okay.
Can I make what's my intelligence +4? What's my history +4? I was gonna say, would I be able to make an intelligence or history to see whether like the Empire would have the means to create machinery if Sid and Nozak used to work with them?
Mm-hmm.
So like, would I be able to make a roll to see like if it would make sense that they would have a means without wind by now?
Well, you would know, even without any kind of machinery, they could be making, manpower. I mean, it could be rowboats or something like that.
Yeah.
But your work with the, they could also be. Actually, give me a roll. I like this. Go ahead and give me a.
Okay.
You can give me a intelligence roll, but add your proficiency because it's going to be with like your tools and your knowledge of that too. So make sure you add your. Are you expertise in your tools?
Yeah,
Global
if I've
proficiency?
made them, I get expertise and I can double my proficiency.
I'll give you that on this. This
Okay,
is
cool.
specifically
So
about
it's
your
like-
history with building and tools.
Okay. Game proficiency. Where is it? I need to remember exactly what I'm rolling. I need to figure it out. Double for any ability check you make that uses your proficiency with a tool. So only my +3, so not 6, because it's intelligence, right?
Yeah, it's intelligence.
Yep, so roll intelligence +3. 10 plus 3 is 13.
13. Okay. Nothing's jumping out at you. I mean, you know it's probably possible. I mean, Sid found a way. Granted, you're channeling the power of an icon to do it, to fly, but there's probably ways to move this along. But you're tired, and you're just not really getting it.
Yeah.
Izzy,
Okay.
20. As you're kind of thinking through this, you didn't notice it, but once Ava points it out, you can see what's going on at the docks, and you start to think that it doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, there's other places that they have access to ports. It doesn't make any sense. With 20, though, you do start to think a little bit. And the map of Taurus is still up here. The map. Oops, hold on just a second. Forgot about
God, we're never
him.
going to get rid of this guy.
Or he's like, great, this dude again. Oh, apparently. There we go. Goodbye. As you're thinking, you're like, I just, it doesn't make sense to you until you stop for a minute and you start to think about the layout of the coast and the fact that the easiest, most direct path straight up towards the Norvalen region goes along that coast. It cuts out crossing across the Norvalen region by foot. You don't have to pass through the gate at Sandoria. And if you're trying to get either to this crystal or the reclusive kingdom of Sandoria, then Cornelia holds the absolute best port in which to do that.
I think he thinks where he's like, Crystal. They're trying to get to the sorry, I'm trying to read that. I'm not wearing my glasses today.
Which part?
Uh
I'll zoom in. It's the
if
Aoife tree? The Aoife
yeah.
tree or
He
Sandoria?
says he just says they're most likely trying to get to San Oria and or the Aoife tree as quickly as possible. I think what that would mean, Nozak, is that they most likely have a way or are trying to find a way to conjure wind or water to their own advantage, or they're just going to do things the old-fashioned way by boat and just go incredibly slow. Regardless,
Yeah.
we need to get there before they do as quickly as possible.
So that's what they've wanted with Cornelia all this time is a launching pad to... He kind of stops, looks around, and Sarah kind of peeks up. It's all been about our ports. The war, everything was about our fucking ports. What could they want up there? You think they're going after the crystal?
Maybe. But we can spin this to our advantage. If we let them know that an enemy state is trying to attack the crystal, if we can convince them, then that might get them to be on our side. And then he looks at Sarah and he says, for the last 2 days while we were traveling, I was trying to think of a way to get what we both want. This might be the key to doing that.
I'm listening. What do you have in mind?
If you can convince them that the empire is trying to get to the crystal, that might be the way for you to get your armies.
We have to find a way to beat them up and then get an audience with the Elizon.
We have an airship. It shouldn't take too long.
Well, we will, I guess, depending on how fast Sid can put this back together. And Squall kind of says, I'll make sure to impress on him the need for urgency. Nozak, if you could help in any way, it would probably make things go a little faster.
Oh, for sure. I do have one request though, if I may. Do you guys have any sending scrolls or scrolls of any kind? Or could like organize one or something?
We can check. A lot of our resources are tied up with the war effort, especially now that we've kind of kicked it into high gear. I'll check our supplies and our overstock and see what we have, but we have recently outfitted most of the seed cadets with a lot of our gear.
Yeah. Okay.
We expect a retaliation at some point once the Empire puts 2 and 2 together. I mean, there's not many people out there that would put up any kind of resistance to the Empire. They're going to figure out that it didn't come specifically from Alexandria. And once they're eliminated, it's us or Sandoria, and it doesn't really fit their MO. So we definitely have a target on our backs now.
Yeah.
But we're prepared for that.
Okay. That's all I ask for. And I'm just gonna like hop off the table because I've been sitting cross-legged on the table. I'm too short to sit in the chair. I'm just gonna kind of like hop off the table onto the ground and still holding on to. Actually, no, I don't need to hold on to that. The homunculus is like kind of flying around me.
Buzzing
So
your
yeah,
head.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
It's
No,
just resting on my head.
no, Zach.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to make basic armor?
I mean, probably not long. I've been doing it for hundreds of years. I could probably do it in my sleep. How many do you need, and how much do you need?
He kind of sighs like, if Sarah is this adamant about putting herself in danger, she's going to at least need some protection just in case. So I need you to make her armor and anything that can fortify her body just in case.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Now, where is Sid currently?
Currently, he's probably in his workshop, but we haven't seen him today specifically.
He opens up the window and hops out on his broom and just flies towards the workshop.
Is he making a habit of doing that?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, it has been something as of late.
Just in the middle of... It's like the third
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Okay. Well... He kind of looks towards the window. Honestly, I'm kind of glad he's gone for a minute. Is everything okay there? He seems on edge. More, I don't know, abrupt.
This is my
short.
biggest fear. Walking out of a room.
And everybody talking shit about you.
As soon as he says that, Renoa says, "Are you literally calling someone else abrupt and short?" He rolls his eyes. Yes, because it's characteristic for... Just answer the fucking question. He kind of turns back to you all. Just making sure. Did anything happen, or...
With everything that's happened recently, I think it's easier to ask what hasn't happened.
Fair.
I mean, the last time we were here, his dad was nearly killed in self-defense. You know, everything that happened with HKL, everything that happened with Taurus, everything that happened with, like... He's kind of been through the ringer since we were last here, but that's not to say that the rest of us haven't as well, so... I don't know, I think we're kind of just... You know... jumping around the topic a little bit, kind of just trying to keep him not blow up. I don't know.
Fair. I just...
It's a lot. I'll if you sit in and want to help with the whole process of building the ship, I'll explain everything over time.
No, I get it. Renoa kind of steps up. Things have been hard, for everyone, and you all more, I understand than anyone. I'm not trying to equate what you all have been through, especially you, as she turns and kind of looks at you, Grunthor. You have no idea who this lady is, and the look of concern on her face means nothing to you. I think everyone could just use with a little bit of a break, a breath. We've got the war efforts we're preparing. We can try to help put together this armor for you, and Sid is going to need some time to actually put the airship back together. So while you're here, just try to refocus, I guess, because the trials coming are going to be, well, they're going to be bad, I think. Something is starting, the ball is rolling on something, and we can't stop it at this point. The war with the Empire has escalated to actual war. The thing with the crystals seems to be escalating, and whatever they're doing at the port and what they're trying to do up in the Norvalen region, things are going to go quickly from here. I don't know when the next time we'll have to take a breath is, so make the most of it. She turns to Squall. I think I just had an idea. We should arrange for them some passes to the bathhouse. Yeah, that's right. I'm forcing the fucking spa day. All right? I'm going to force it on you. It's not this episode, but it's happening.
It's spa day, bitches.
Yeah, that's funny.
As Squall kind of, yeah, we can. That's fine. We can arrange that. Great. She just kind of looks at him expectantly. Oh, you meant now? And she's like, Yeah, I mean, I think they could use it. Okay, I guess I'll make some calls. He just kind of turns around and starts leaving the room. As the door closes, she turns back to you. Are you all okay? I mean, really, a lot has been put on you, and I know that we're standing here asking for even more, and I just don't want you to think that we take that lightly. And I want to make sure that everyone in this room and those that have flown out of this room are on board with what we're asking of them. Because once the spa day's over, there's no going back.
I think, obviously, I can't speak for everybody else, but we've got this purpose to do. So we understand that we're going to have a lot to go on. As for your earlier question of if we are okay, as soon as I get my hands on a sending scroll or I can talk to this person, I will feel a lot better.
I'll see what I can do. Blake? She just kind of shifts her focus to you, just checking in. Just a pleading look. I feel like you've been swept up in this quicker than any of them. I just want to make sure you're okay. We may be relying on you even more as we head back to, well, maybe through your home.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is that the truth?
No.
Okay.
She is lying out of her ass.
Okay. Her gaze hovers on you for just a second. Ava, I don't know if I even need to ask you. You seem like you're up for pretty much anything all the time, but I figured I would.
Well, he'll look at the mark on his hand. My fate's no longer in my own hands. Figuratively speaking.
And then her eyes lock finally on Grunthor. And there is... Give me an insight check, Grunthor. I love it. I love that you can't roll insight. It makes this so much better.
And it's a +4.
You got a decent insight. You've just been rolling like crap. It's
I
weird.
think it's these dice. I'm getting rid of those dice.
This stranger, this woman, showing you so much care. Like, you don't know this lady from anybody else. And she seems to have way too much concern for your emotional state. Izzy. As you're flying, you get a message directly into your brain. Hey, Izzy? I tried that spell again.
Oh, God.
I don't know where we are.
See, this is what I get for actually wanting things to be good.
That's where we're going to end tonight. And I swear I did actually roll on the teleportation chart and totally
You really
whiffed it.
just said we're gonna stack as much stress on Izzy as possible.
No, that was not me. Because I rolled like just a couple minutes ago and was like, what is that? And I looked it up, I was like, oh shit.
You know what? I feel like we deserve to level up because of that.
You do actually. We will be leveling up during your spa day.
Oh shit!
You've done a lot since the last level. I mean, there's been a lot that's gone on. Some big combats, a lot of RP.
We've had like 2 combat sessions.
2 big ones.
That I did so much in.
And both of those combat sessions were forced with like no And there's been some narrative things, and this is moving into the next narrative milestone. So yes, we do get a level.
Oh.
I will say this, Izzy. My plan for Hikael and those two were to let them hang out in Wind Hill, being safe from anything. And it was you saying, "Hey, try to teleport again," and I was like, "All right." My plan was to leave them there. Like that was the plan.
I mean, you could have had him auto
Beautiful.
succeed. I'm just saying.
I could have, but where's the
Yeah.
fun in
We
that?
might Izzy might be trying some weird magic shit next
Now
session.
he can try it again. He can try it again, but he's scratching the level of the teleport not really working for him. So, but now I get to think about where they may be. 'Cause I don't even know yet. Because I love this game. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all again for playing. I love having you guys every week. I am going to have to change the thumbnail for this episode because I was expecting the spa. I made a nice spa thumbnail, and that doesn't make any sense now. So I'll save that one for next week because someone's taking a bath, okay? I don't care if it's 30 friggin' seconds of somebody just going, spa is fun. We're going to the spa, okay? Because I promised Blake, and it's been like 2 episodes since she's wanted it, and we're doing it. Quick announcements. Nothing is happening just yet, but I might be just updating the Twitch channel in the next little bit. Right now, it's just Kupo Quest. I might be renaming that to Wolfkin's TTRPG. I'm planning on doing a little bit more streaming in the future, and Kupo Quest is just pretty specific. So, just if you notice that it changes, it shouldn't affect anything, but that's what's going on. Shouldn't you shouldn't notice anything at all. But if you're looking for Kupo Quest and it's not there, that's what happened. And
Guys,
I'll make an announcement or whatever.
He's using this rebrand to add less money to our contracts. Help.
This is like, yeah, this is our renegotiation in which I am the evil corporation and I take more and more money from these unpaid interns.
I asked him for a 25-cent rage and he full on choked me out. Please.
That's a lie. I paid them nothing. Okay, so don't come at me. Okay. I was very clear up front that this was just for fun. Okay. Anyway, so keep an eye out for that. With that, we will be back next week with 43. So, Valley Ho, friends, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.